Hey now, it's the real Vivian here, coming to you with a quick video. Apologize for my absence. If you have watched my previous videos, like or subscribe, I really do appreciate that. I know you have a lot to choose from on Facebook and YouTube, and I appreciate you stopping by my channel. What today's video is going to be about is called Life Lessons. So this is going to be life lesson number one. So the lesson is, you say, what is it, Vivian? The lesson is do not let someone mess up something in your life that they cannot replace, i.e., a job, i.e., a roof over your head, and etc. So here goes a story time for you. So I had a house here in Keller, Texas, and I had a couple of spare rooms. I was considering renting out one, but I wasn't for sure about having a stranger live in my home. So I was like, I don't know. So I put it off. It was a thought, but I didn't, act on it. I had an old coworker I worked with for a couple of years at a banking institution. And she came to me. We were talking. I left, she left. We stayed in contact, talked every once in a while, went out to a movie, etc. So she came in a situation where she needed a place to stay. Her parents got divorced. She was under 21. She needed a place to stay. She, we worked together for years, so I know she was hardworking, cool chick. And she had a situation where her parents getting divorced, they're separating. She didn't know where she was going to go, and she asked if I didn't mind her renting out one of my rooms. And I was like, sure, I don't mind helping you. I have extra rooms, but we need to have a discussion about, you know, what I'm looking for, what I'm expecting, etc. Long story short, me and the lady, we lived together for over a year. No problems, no hiccups, no late payments, no arguments, just cool. We already knew each other. We worked together. This is where the story reached the ultimate catapult, if you will like. Here where it goes to the left. So she has this sister that no one in the family wants her to live with them. She was in the shelter with her young child. So after I lived with this colleague, ex-colleague of mine for a year, she came to me and she said, do you mind helping my sister out if she could come live in the extra bedroom? I'm like, girl, why you tell her I had an extra bedroom? But all right, whatever. And I said, no, I got to meet her first and have a couple conversations because y'all don't even like her. Y'all say bad things about her and she doesn't get along with anyone in the family. So, why would I be any different, etc. So, anywho's, we went out to like Applebee's or we went to Starbucks and we met up and I talked with her and she had a young child, like less than 5 years old. She was living in the shelter. So I felt bad for her. And I was like, I can't do it for free, but I don't mind helping you. But we have to have a serious conversation of, how things are going to, happen in my home, what's not going to happen, what's going to be accepted, what's not going to be accepted, etc. And I said, I have known your sister for years, but I don't know you. You know what I'm saying? I don't know you. I don't know you personally. I'm just going by your sister word. Now, before I even go that far with the story, before I was willing to help the sister, I talked to um, my tenant, my friend, ex coworker, whatever you want to call her. I call her she. And I talked to she and I said, now you ain't said good things about this sister since I have known you. Now you know, you know. And I said, I don't want our friendship or our living situation to be affected by this. And if I choose not to allow her to live here, you have to understand that's what I'm choosing to do. It's just not going to work out, etc. You and I should be still cool because, this is your home and my home, and we don't need anyone messing up the energy, the vibe up in here. This vibe doing real good. We don't need nobody come up here ruin the vibe. You know what I'm saying? Because you said she a vibe killer, so now all of a sudden she Queen of Eden. Mm-hmm. Queen of England. That's what I was trying to say, but whatever, child. So I met with her and I discussed like what I'm going to be accepting, what I'm not going to be accepting. Now, she's in her mid 20s, and she works a job and, it's like, what are you going to do for childcare for your kid? I already have that set up and this and this and that and that. I said, well, give me a couple of weeks to think about it. We need to have another conversation or two before I can pull the trigger on this and etc. So we had that conversation. We had that understanding that it was a possibility, it's not a guarantee. I didn't say yes. I was just interviewing her, right? Anywho's, so all of a sudden, this sister is coming over every night. Like, I haven't seen her in a year, and all of a sudden she's over every night. And it seemed like she's coming over after I go to sleep. Because when I wake up and go to work, I see her car in the driveway. Or I wake up in the middle of the night to go use the restroom and I hear them in her area laughing and kicking and movies all loud, the TV's all loud, stuff that never happened before are starting to happen and I'm starting to notice. I'm like, okay. And I think she was over there like 4 nights in a row and I'm like, did she just move her in? So I said, oh, we got to have a talk. So I texted her and while she was at work, I said, when we get home tonight, if you have some time, I would like to spend about 5 minutes with you having a little quick conversation. She's like, sure. When she got home, I had a little conversation with her, like, hope you didn't think I noticed. This chick been over here every night. What's up with that? Like, well, she's living in the shelter. I said, I don't care. I'm not saying that to be crass or rude or whatever. Don't sneak nobody into my stuff. I told you that I need to think about it. She's been over there for a minute where she is. And, I just can't, you can't immediately just force that on me. I have to think about it. And I said, and the fact that you guys did it this way is a turnoff for me. This is a problem now because y'all tried to sneak her in after I told you I need time to think about it. I just asked for 2 weeks. I didn't say that she has to stay there until the next month or etc. I said, now there's a problem. So we and you and her need to have a conversation because it didn't have to go down like that. You didn't have to be sneaking her in there once I was asleep and my room was closed. Like, you think I didn't notice? I didn't hear the extra people? You think that I was just... Don't insult my intelligence, basically. So anyway, had a conversation with the homegirl. She got a cop a little attitude. I said, okay, cool. You ain't coming over here then. You cop a little attitude. You're not welcome over here, For a living, you're more than welcome to visit your sister and her nephew is more than welcome to come visit. But no, that's not gonna work, boo. I'm sorry. And I'm sorry that you and your child is in the shelter, but that attitude is the problem. Your attitude is that problem. And I told Shishi, my tenant, my ex-coworker, that because she tried to go off on me when I told her she couldn't stay. The sister did, and I told her, I'm sorry, but your sister, you may, she may come up to the driveway and y'all kick it in the car, or you might go over to her place, or you may, pick her up, y'all meet somewhere, but like I really don't care for her to be at my house. Her attitude is real bad, real stink, and she act like someone owes her something when I was going to do a favor and help her out. But I had a problem with you guys sneaking her in the way you did. So that's a problem for me. So if you don't mind, please don't, have her over here, and if you do, please let me know so I can feel comfortable about it. I just don't want, she has an attitude of like defiance, and I can't really deal with that over the roof that I'm paying, and you're paying as well. So she said she understood. So the sister was such a problem that she kept stopping by the house, knocking on the door, ringing the doorbell, talking about she wanted to see her sister. All of a sudden, like, your sister been with me for over a year. I ain't never seen you. You ain't never came over. You ain't never rung the doorbell. All of a sudden, because you need somewhere to live, all of a sudden you're coming over. And once I told you no, it's you trying to disrespect me now, right? You trying to violate my space. Now that's a problem because, two bulls are going to collide. You know what I'm saying? So, a little extra story time, a little PSS, if you will. So I was out there mowing the yard, watering the grass and stuff. So she pulls up, and then my tenant goes out to talk to her, and I'm like, oh, you gonna just let her ruin what you got over here, but that's okay. So I'm watering, I don't know if I was mowing the grass, watering the grass, doing something outside, homeowner stuff. And sweeping up the leaves, something. And they out there with the windows down, the music up, and just laughing at me when I'm going by mowing or watering when I walk by, they're laughing at me. And you can say, oh, you're being self-conscious. They probably wasn't laughing at you, it was laughing at something else. But it happened repeatedly. Like, she would come over, and then I would ask my tenant, I'm like, I thought I had a conversation with you about her coming over here. Well, she's not on your property. She's on the sidewalk, and that's public place. I said, it sounds like something she told you. But I said, okay, she's more than welcome to be on the concrete. That's public space, if you will. I just don't want her in my house. And I said, I hate for this to ruin what you and I have. But if this continues, this is going to be a problem between you and I. A problem like what? She copping out of too. She acting like the sister now. A problem like what? I said, a problem like you're going to have to move out. How about that? That's the kind of problem it's going to bring. And like I told her at that moment, I said, don't let your sister ruin something she can't replace. Can she replace for you to have somewhere to live when she doesn't have a place for her and her child to live? You letting her come over here, disrespect me all in my driveway, bumping music, laughing while I'm trying to do my yard work, acting all ignorant and stuff, and you following along with that. And I said, you're free to do whatever you want. You're free to act any way you want. But when it comes to my home and respect, I demand that. And if you cannot give it because all of a sudden this newfound sister came over and pull your coattails, you and her can go get a place. Like, go do you. You and her go get a place together and y'all live happily ever after. But you can't do that, right? That's not a possibility for you. But you finna let this person ruin what you have. So, not trying to be stuck up, trying to be entitled, or, I'm a prima donna or something, but it can't happen one more time where the sister just roll up and didn't even knock on the door or ring the doorbell, just pull up like she was trying to harass me at this point. Like, she just stopped pulling up whenever she wants. And I said, oh, no, no, no. Okay, this has got to stop. And I asked her, what you doing over here? So it's like, you don't live nowhere near here. What you doing over here? I told Shishi I don't want you around here. Just do me a favor and stay away. Or y'all meet somewhere else because I feel like, you don't respect me and my property and you have a problem with me, but I don't have a problem with you. I wish you all the best, you and your child. And God bless you. But keep your butt away from me and my stuff. Like, what's your problem? Oh, I ain't got a problem. You the one with the problem. I said, oh yeah, okay. I wasn't one with the problem when you wanted to live in my stuff, right? But now that I said no, and I confronted you about the way you guys try to sneak and do it, now it's a problem. But anywho, so she pulled off. And so I told my tenant slash ex coworker, I said, you have to stop her from coming over here. I'm going to put a restraining order on her, or you're going to have to move out. And she can go visit you somewhere else. And she was like, you can't do that. Oh, you can't do that. I didn't think you were that kind of person. I said, what kind of person? The person supposed to be sitting here getting disrespected in my home? I said, no. I said, you know what? Let me help you out. Says you don't understand what's going on, the impact your sister is having on you and I, the impact your sister is having on your behavior towards me. I'm going to help you out. Like, you and your sister, go ahead and go get a place because this is your 60-day notice. So I wrote it up, slid it on her door. I said, first pay your rent. The last 30 days, I didn't pay anything. Just use it to get your new place, boo, because you didn't let someone come in here and ruin what they could not replace. She moves out. She crying. She asks to stay. I said no, because I told you beforehand what was going to happen if it went awry. I asked you more than 3 times to not have her over here. You sit in the car laughing, kicking. You cop an attitude with me. We can't even communicate anymore. She's over here harassing me. Like, I gave you warnings. I asked you very nicely. And, take this last 30 days that you didn't pay rent and use that to get your own place. You and your sister can live together at this point since you letting her ruin what you had. So, she moved out. She called or we text a few times. We haven't talked in over a year or two, but the moral of the story is you never let anyone affect, change. I'm trying to think of another word. Hinder something they can't replace. Someone's telling you to quit your job. Someone's telling you to call off your job. Someone's telling you not to work on your job as hard as you do because that's the mentality they have. Don't mean you have to take that mentality, because if they can't replace that salary, they can't replace that employment, if they can't replace that income, don't listen to them. If someone telling you, oh, don't live with this person, don't do this with this person because that person this and this, find out for yourself. Because when you listen to someone else and what their attitude and disposition about things, you can lead yourself astray. So the moral of the story is, this life lesson is, never let anyone influence you to do something that they cannot replace. So I think that's pretty good. I hope I got all the bits of the story. I might leave it out a piece or two, but hey, you get what I'm referring to and what I'm trying to get to. There's a there's a lot of life lessons that I've learned the hard way, if you want to call it that, or It had to take me a minute to catch it. But I can share it with you guys on my YouTube channel, Life Lessons. This will be life lesson number 1. If you're new, please subscribe. If you're returning, I appreciate you. Please like the video. I appreciate you guys for spending the time with me. Thank you and enjoy the rest of your day. This is the real Vivian. We're always forward, never back. Always forward, honey. Never back. Appreciate you. Bye.